Hi everyone, my name is Tyler Oakley, and I am on the internet all day long, 24/7, 365. There is something I see every single year on my timeline without fail, and it's this. Do y'all know what this image is? Have you seen it before? Do you know the context? Do you know like what people say every single year? They post this picture, somebody does it, and it gets tens of thousands of retweets every year because somebody says, oh look, there goes Jason Derulo falling down the stairs at the Met Gala. And not only is this a thing that didn't actually even ever happen, but it's now become a thing that somebody insists happen every year. And every year that I see it, I think, oh my God, are people new here? Does everybody not know the context that this is fake and it always has been fake and it's never gonna be real? Apparently, yes. People are new, or people are gullible, or people just don't care to see if it ever was real. It even got to the point where Jason Derulo himself in an interview talked about this image.
When somebody tried to send me flying down the stairs at the Met Gala, I even thought it was a little weird though. I was actually in rehearsal in LA. The Met Gala was actually in New York, for those who don't know.
His grandma apparently got a hold of him and was like, what happened? And he's like,
Grandma, I'm good.
This Jason Derulo thing happens every single year without fail, and it's become a perfect example of what some call a zombie claim. Something that even when it's dispelled and somebody kills it off and says like, this is not true, it like revitalizes and climbs out of its grave every single year and becomes its own zombie until we have to kill it again, and then it comes back the next year, kill it again. It like will never die. Poor Jason Derulo, he has to deal with this every single year now. This is like permanently a part of his life, and he has to relive it every year and explain like, no, that wasn't me. It was never me. As some of you might know, 2020 is an election year. We got some people in the country that are trying to use this exact same formula to spread misinformation, to spread fake news, to convince like your friends and your family and your dumb classmates from high school that certain things are true when they're not quite true, and to convince them to vote for certain candidates based on completely false claims. And so with all of that in mind, before we even get to November where we're actually voting, it was important for me to do something early in 2020 that I feel like makes a good, important impact, which is why I am partnering with the MediaWise Voter Project. Now, before I say anything else, thank you so much to the MediaWise Voter Project for partnering with me on this video. If you don't know who they are a national media literacy program started by the Poynter Institute, funded by Facebook, with a super simple goal of teaching American college students to be informed and prepared for when they head to the polls in November. And I like their mission so much that I joined them as a MediaWise ambassador last month at the University of Iowa. And so anytime you see something that you want to share, there are 3 questions MediaWise wants you to ask. Number 1, who is behind this information? Number 2, what is the evidence? And number 3, what are other sources saying? Which brings me back to Jason Derulo. To answer question number 1, who's behind the information? Is it like a verified account? Is it like a celebrity news blog? Is it Jason Derulo himself? Not only was this tweet from none of the above, it was actually from an account. Probably not something you should trust. If it's not verified, if it looks like a stan account on Twitter, like any Joe Schmo, it's probably not reliable information. Not a good source. To answer question number 2, what is the evidence? Is it just like that one photo? Surely there were hundreds of cameras at that event. Shouldn't there be more than just one photo circulating? Maybe even one where you can see that it actually is Jason Derulo. It seems like, given the context of what supposedly happened, there should be more evidence than just one photo. Seems suspicious. And finally, to answer question number 3, what are other sources saying? Girl, like just one Google search, maybe you can search on Twitter, anywhere that you want to look, you'll find that this has been debunked before. You will even find a video from Jason Derulo himself saying, this isn't real, this is not true. So like, it takes just like 1 second to Google if something is actually true or false. Why not take that 1 second before you add to the misinformation spreading? Now, as somebody who loves pop culture, all of these tactics are really helpful for trying to figure out like the truth behind some of these gossip celebrity stories. But you can also take these tactics to like real world issues, like who you're gonna vote for, what you're gonna do in the election. So when I vote, it's really important for me to get like down to the facts and figure out for myself what is actually true. There's so much information being thrown around from candidates talking about this candidate, he said, she said. I like to go do my own research, go to their websites, look up what their actual stances are, or go to organizations that I trust, whether it's like NPR, which is non-biased, it doesn't have a political affiliation, or I go to nonprofit organizations that support causes that I really care about, like the LA LGBT Resource Center or the Human Rights Campaign. They always endorse certain candidates based based on their specific interests, which I really align with. So like I said before, MediaWise is a Facebook-funded project, which means they are working super close with like Instagram and Facebook to make sure all of their users are very prepared to recognize when something is fake news. So if you're just sitting there scrolling through Instagram and you see a political post, for example, you will be able to see if it's a sponsored post and who spent money to make sure you saw that ad. That way you can make a decision if you trust that source. And they are even going as far as adding fact-checking labels so that before you even see the post, you have to acknowledge that independent fact checkers have proven the post to be false. Okay, so I know that was a lot of information, but honestly, it's really important. So this election year, I am challenging myself and I'm challenging you guys to not necessarily take everything you see as fact, even if it's like on your timeline, maybe it was retweeted by somebody you know. Maybe take a second to go to that candidate's website and look for yourself, or maybe go to a voting guide and see what they have to say about the issue. Don't just trust something just because it pops up. Do your own research and get informed. Okie dokie, that's all for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell button so you know every single video that I upload. If you want to see how I got people to vote in the last election, click right there. I used Grindr and it was actually really successful. Click that to watch. Now go forth, do your thing, and I will see you guys in November at the polls. Make sure you're registered to vote.